One of Australia's top cops is on the warpath against those anti-lockdown protesters. New South Wales Commissioner Mick Fuller has set up a special task force after Saturday's shameful violent protests. And he's warned those planning another rally this weekend, if you come, you'll get locked up.
There are extremists out there, there are anarchists out there. They're small in numbers compared to the good people in New South Wales, but you can see the violence that they can unleash when they get in numbers.
What went through your mind when you saw the violence that we all saw on Saturday?
Look, I was disgusted, and obviously from my perspective is that the first thing that crossed my mind is making sure we arrest as many of these people as we can, because if someone has the stupidity to assault a police officer or a police force, then what would they do to a member of our community?
Were your troops prepared for what happened on Saturday, or were they caught a little bit by surprise?
There was an enormous amount of pre-planning, as there is with any protest. We had big numbers of police, well over 300 for around 3,000 protesters. But in terms of were we ready or did we expect the sort of violence that we saw? Absolutely not. We haven't seen violence like that since probably Cronulla riots.
What's wrong with you? What the is wrong?
Saturday, the heart of Sydney, all but torn out.
We saw police officers punched, a police horse attacked, another officer doused with ink. I mean, how does the Commissioner sit back and watch that?
Yeah, it's tough, and from a police commissioner's perspective, anytime you read something or see something where an officer's injured, you take that personally. But it's also about consequences and making sure that those officers know that we will leave no stone unturned to get justice for them as well.
So I guess you would have been thinking it was going to be a peaceful rally, but when it did go pear-shaped, you were ready to move on it pretty quickly. Yeah,
look, absolutely. We made a number of arrests on the day, over 60, which is a lot when you're trying to control 3,000 people, and we continue to make more arrests as we speak, which I think is important, is that I hope all 3,000 of those people are sitting at home now and waiting for a knock on the door, and I hope you feel that uncomfortable feeling for weeks to come.
You've got a strike force in place. Are those investigators seriously trawling through hours and hours of footage that television cameras took and on social media, trying to identify those people?
Absolutely, there's got to be consequences for that sort of behaviour. We've had 10,000 people upload information, footage, names to Crime Stoppers, and that's growing every day.
What does that tell us about the community reaction to what they saw on Saturday?
They were disgusted, and the feedback we had through social media, the number of text messages I had from the community, from business leaders about their disgust. I don't think I've received more feedback, particularly of support of New South Wales Police and what officers have to put up with.
One of the Commissioner's promises to track down the organisers of the so-called Freedom Rally.
Yeah, it's a rabble. No one's got the courage to stand up and be the leader.
You've revealed today at the press conference that you've got intelligence that there will be another rally this Saturday. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, look, we are receiving information and reports that similar groups are thinking about coming back in Saturday to have a protest. My advice to you is don't come. The people of New South Wales are expecting a firm response from New South Wales Police Force, and if you turn up, you will see it.
What tactics will be deployed then if we see something developing of a similar nature this Saturday?
We will have big numbers on the ground. We will take the ground early. We'll be working the railway stations out on the rims of metropolitan Sydney. We'll be stopping people before they get here, and if you get here, you'll be dealt with quickly. We will take the ground early. We will start arresting people early. We will be pushing people on very early, but I think the message is don't come in thinking it's going to be a peaceful protest.